Ognuna di voi deve scoprire la magia che ha dentro. Siamo le migliori! Sono le Winx! E vai! Andiamo! C'è un oggetto magico nascosto nell'oceano infinito. Si tratta di una perla perduta molto tempo fa. Ma tu chi sei? Sono Politera.
Sarò invincibile, il mio trionfo sarà completo!
Combatteremo unite!
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong.
Which one of us wasn't excited about a new Winx film? I sure was. But I, like many other fans, got really worried when Rainbow started releasing screenshots of the movie, revealing that they were going to use the same CG animation that was used in the 5th season. We crossed our fingers in hopes that that would not be the case and that they would use the fantastic animation from the first couple films. We eagerly anticipated the teaser trailer for the new movie, and when it finally hit the internet, the fans went bananas. First of all, the graphics are very dull. Some of the character designs are downright awful. The fabric material looks too similar to those of the skin. The characters look like clay figures. The colors are very obscure and simplistic, and it is pretty apparent that the animation is way cheaper than what they previously did with the first films. It looks more like a made-for-TV special or a direct-to-DVD release. This is not the type of animated feature you go to see in theaters, especially with such strong predecessors in terms of design, animation, and cinematography. I don't even have to say anything. Just by comparing the characters side by side, it is very obvious that they took a major dump on the quality. Lost Kingdom had beautiful designs that really resembled the 2D animated characters, and while there were minor flaws, it was still a stunning presentation. Magical Adventure for the most part fixed these flaws and enhanced the design of the characters, giving us an even better version of the CG characters along with bright colors that really pop through the screen. Mystery of the Abyss, I don't even know what to say. It's freaking horrible. They look like models for a McDonald's Happy Meal toy commercial. And what's up with their faces and their Dr. Seuss-like expressions? The one somewhat redeemable thing I can think of when it comes to the designs are Aisha and Musa in this shot. I think they look absolutely stunning. In fact, they look better here than they did in the previous films. But then they look horrible again in other shots. So I guess it was just a fluke. There we go, another thing they mess up. Consistency. Point is, while I understand that the animation is probably cheaper and quicker, they should have at least altered certain aspects so it's not exactly as it is in the series. There's an unwritten rule in the world of animation, and it's that you should not use the exact same animation for your series as you do for the feature film counterpart. You should always use an enhanced version for the big screen, otherwise it can just feel like a long episode. And frankly, that's what it's feeling like right now. Not just because of the animation, but the story as well. It all seems like a rehash of Season 5, which is another fault. The teaser itself feels like a preview for a special 2-part episode or something. Speaking of the trailer, it really did not do its job here. I know it's only a teaser, but what a mediocre teaser it is. It did not pique my interest. It does not make the film look all that interesting at all. It did not highlight any seemingly important or attention-grabbing moments. It felt more like random scenes amateurishly thrown together just to have something out. Honestly, it looks lazy at best, and it looks fan-made at worst. This is the 3rd big screen installment of the franchise, for crying out loud. After meeting wonderful and intriguing worlds like Domino Restored, Obsidian, and Avram, and interesting characters like Mandragora and Hagen, along with amazing character development like those of Kings Erendor and Oritel, and threats like the mischievous tricks with the guidance of the 3 wicked ancestral witches, this was the movie that was supposed to introduce us to brand new worlds, with greater scope and significance, dangerous adversaries that pose a great threat to the peace and safety of the characters and their worlds. This was the movie that was supposed to take yet another step in improving the graphics and animation to even higher standards, proving how much it deserves to hold the title of most successful animated feature in its native country of Italy. This was the movie that was supposed to have strong and original plots to show how much the characters had grown, not only as heroes, but as human beings, resonating in greater threats and more mature situations to contrast with the audience that has grown and matured with the show throughout the years. Instead, we get the same crappy graphics that we didn't even like in the series to begin with, which in turn seems like a cheapest animation that looks like it was done in a basement by someone who was too busy playing with himself with one hand to do a refined job, a half-assed synopsis that sounds like the writers ran out of ideas and just took a couple pages out of the 5th season script and slapped a movie title to it, the same old world we already saw and were unimpressed by in the series, along with a seemingly new world that just looks like Obsidian if we went through the sewers, a bitch that sort of made an appearance in one of the worst episodes ever, now somehow upgraded to main villain for and giggles, the tricks back to second-hand asswipe for the main antagonists, and the return of the most lackluster, pathetic, whiny, narcissistic, self-important, immature, spoiled, bratty little wench who needs to get pitch slapped into sushi rolls for throwing f***ing temper tantrums!